is the Super Bowl.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So now it's getting closer to the time to install the supercharger, which is probably going to be in about another 2 to 3 weeks. I wanted to go through the checklist and make sure I had everything that I needed, because there were some parts that I needed to order that I just didn't want to reuse. And mainly because this is a used supercharger that I'm going to be installing into the car. So for you guys who are buying it brand new, you may not have to go through the same checklist, but for everyone, I just want to take you guys through what I'm doing to validate that I'm all ready and prepared to install it. So let's start off with the low-hanging fruits first. So you're probably wondering, why do I have a Fender up in here? Well, I've always had like this little mark right about here on my Fender. So I'm going to use this as an opportunity to go ahead and change it out. So I have to get this all prepped and ready to get off to the paint shop so it can get painted to the same color as my car. It seems like most Fenders out there, the OEM Fenders, whenever you see a car out there that you're like, oh, there's a Fender for me, for some reason they seem to always have an accident on the driver's side fender. But I finally found one because I didn't want to get an aftermarket one. So I'm just going to get this all prepped up and get it off to the paint shop. All right, for the supercharger, so we have our supercharger up over here. And if you notice, I have an identical bracket with a tensioner on here. Well, over on the original one that was sent with it, which he let me know ahead of time, was that one of the holes is bad on here. So the threading got all seized up in there. I had to drill it out. I didn't want to risk it reusing that with a drilled out screw hole. So I reached out to Tracy and he was able to provide me with a new bracket, which was pretty awesome. And also, I didn't want to reuse the tensioner on there, so I also requested a new tensioner as well. So they are great folks over there at Tracy Lewis, and they were able to take care of me on that. So I have the supercharger here, got the drain line, and we have the belt. I have a new belt en route because I didn't want to reuse this belt. Here is the pulley. This mounts on top of your existing pulley. And also for the pulley, you reuse your bolts. So I didn't want to reuse the one that's in there, so I ordered a new one from the factory. So I have that already. Fluid, you're supposed to change the fluid on these quite often. So I'm gonna do a fluid change before installing. And I ordered out another, they come in a 3-pack. So I ordered another 3-pack of the fluid too as well. All right, this right here one, it mounts to your throttle body. I believe this is allowed for certain hoses to be able to plug up into there. This right here, and over here, of course, you have your spark plugs. You need the upgraded ones. Over here is for your power steering. You have to relocate it, so it comes with a bracket and a new bottle to relocate it back by your master cylinder. So we have that. You're going to have to relocate the washer bottle. Now I have the unit for the all-wheel drive. So there may be slight differences. So I'm not sure if this right here is required on the non-all-wheel drive ones. And we have all the bolts and everything. So I'm going to go through here and bag and tag all of these just to make sure I already know exactly where these bolts go for each unit and make sure I have all of those as well. All right, over here we have the intercooler, and we have all the hoses for it too as well. So this right here, unit right here, is going to be for the mass airflow sensor to get mounted into. You have all your hoses. Now I have the all-wheel drive, so the setup here is specific for all-wheel drive because they run differently. I have the air filter, all the hose clamps, of course the intercooler itself. And right here, you have your oil cooler. It's a smaller one, so you remove the one that you have on there and mount this one. And I ordered this right here because you're going to need to be able to mount it in place. So they aren't reusable. So when he took this off, he wasn't able to send those because they're not reusable. They just allows for you to mount them up there. So in case you need to know, that's what they are. Now over here, we have our oil catch can, which is pretty awesome. Let's see here. So all the parts are up in here. What I reordered on here was some new hoses. I like to use some new ones instead of some that's already experienced a lot of heat and oil running through them. Got all the hardware that came with it. Mounting bracket. And I ordered these two as well. So this right here is by Elite Engineering, the whole catch can system. So I reached out to them and I got some new check valves. So I ordered 2 new check valves because you don't want those failing. So instead of reusing the ones that were on there, I decided to order 2 new check valves. Those will go in this location right here. And over here we have for the stage 2 upgrade. So everything I showed you prior to this was for the stage 1. Now this right here is the stage 2 part of the upgrade, give you more horsepower than the stage 1. And what you get for that, you get the upgraded fuel pump. And we'll need to go into the fuel tank to actually change that out. Requires for you to remove your rear seat, cut into the floor pan in order to get that out. Well, you can also drop your rear end and remove it, but this right here will be the easier route. Now, and after I cut that out and replace it, I'm going to have a hole in the floor. So I reached out to Radium Engineering. So I was able to get a cover to put over that when it's all said and done. The kit from Tracy would come with a cover, but you know, the gentleman who I purchased it from, he already had cut the whole floor in his hole, the hole in his floor, so he wasn't able to just leave a whole floor in there, a hole in his floor, so he kept that. So I just ordered out a new one over here. We got the high flow fuel injectors. It comes with the smaller pulley. So that smaller pulley would go over here. So as you can see here, you have a pulley on it already. It will get swapped out for that to this smaller pulley. And then we have our high pressure fuel pump right there. We'll replace this out at the same time replacing out the injectors because we'll be in there. The belt, I'll be ordering a new one of these two as well. And let's see here, because the belt that comes with the kit, as you can see in the back over there, is a bit bigger to accommodate the bigger pulley on there. Now we're going with a smaller pulley. We need to reduce down to a smaller belt. In order to get the cap off of the fuel tank, to get the fuel filter out, I ordered this tool right here. Now, whether it's maybe needed or not, I may be able to just use a flat head and a hammer, but this right here should make it easier just to get that off of there. So this right here will be everything for the stage 2 upgrade. All right, and last but not least would be some of the other things that I ordered too in preparation. I have my torque wrench over here. And let's see here. I got some upgraded worm clamps. If I don't have to reuse the old ones, it would be nice. So I got some upgraded ones. While you're in there, because the supercharger is going to be mounted on the front. If you have to change out your serpentine belt, your regular one, your serpentine belt that you normally use, that's on your car now, that's going to be in the rear of all of this. So it's better to go ahead and change that out now instead of needing to change it out after you have everything mounted. What the gentleman who I bought the kit from sent to me, he sent me the tuner. This one was the old Autocal one. Still works. I was able to pull files off my car. He actually sent me over all the files because he had the same year, make and model as me, exact, all-wheel drive as well. So the files that he had, now there's some debate on this, but the files he had, technically I believe I should be able to use those, but why risk it, right? So even though he's provided me with all the files for everything and the tuner, and I would just need to purchase credits on here to actually load it onto my car, I was like, nope, I'm not going to go that route. Slide to the side. Again, reached out to Tracy Lewis, got the HPV one, or is this the, this is the HPV i3 HP tuner, and it comes with two credits, and so they shipped it out to me, and so I'm going to pull the files off of my car. We're using this right here. I'm going to email those files on over to Tracy Lewis so he can do my tune. As you can see in one of the previous videos, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button and check it out, where I installed the airflow gauge on there. That's going to be critical in helping me to provide as much good data to Tracy Lewis to be able to give me a really good tune when I send him those files. So I'm going to do another video of me pulling those files using this, shipping them on off to Tracy Lewis, and so you guys can see how to get those files and send them off. Okay. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. That is everything for the supercharger. And so I think I'm close to being ready to install this in about 2 to 3 weeks. I'm gonna get those files off to Tracy Lewis probably this Monday or Tuesday. You wanna do that in advance. I would say 2 to 3 weeks in advance, just to give him enough time to get your file. He's a busy guy. He's a one-man shop going on over there. And so you don't expect quick turnaround. Don't expect to get something the next day. It may be a few days, or maybe even a couple weeks before you hear back from him. But no, he's always on it. But you need to prepare in advance and don't do anything last minute. So I'm going to get the files off to him on Monday, so that when I start this build in about 2 to 3 weeks, I'll have those files already back and ready to load them up, because you don't want to try to run your car after you install all of this without the tune being on there. All right. So go ahead and hit that like button. Definitely hit that subscribe button and follow along when I get all of this installed. I'm going to do a complete step-by-step walkthrough of how to install it all.